That's what about challenges, perhaps in the ASEAN context that you face?
In our case, regulatories, we are quite regulated, in quite a regulated industry. So regulatory is the single biggest challenge in many of the countries we operate in. In ASEAN, fortunately, not so, I would say not so bad. There's one country, perhaps, a couple of years back, where they just simply take our spectrum because they want to give it to someone else. There's no compensation, nothing. So that's been quite bad. But generally, they're ASEAN pretty good. But if I can extend beyond ASEAN, we do have some challenges outside ASEAN in some of the countries. We operate in 10 countries, so in about 3 or 4 of them outside ASEAN, and that has been extremely challenging in some countries.
Okay. That's right. Regulations clearly is a challenge. Would you say that's the priority, or is that the main issue, or are there others as well?
Well, naturally, if for telecommunications on a scale of 1 to 10, probably number 8 in terms of being regulated, but banking is probably number 10 in the scheme of things. I think different country will progress at different pace, and therefore the level of openness will probably be different. And I think it is very important for us to recognize that. From time to time, you'll be faced with a challenge when a certain country may review their policies that may affect you. In those circumstances, it is very important for you to engage them at multiple levels. So, and I think we are hopeful that whatever challenges that we have eventually will come along. So I think this constructive engagement is the key.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, the ASEAN spirit is gathering momentum, this feeling of togetherness. And by 2015, we're confident that we will get there, the ASEAN community, those 3 pillars, political, economic, social, cultural. That's very important. The foundation has been laid, and there's no turning back. So that's a very powerful selling point for ASEAN. Plus, not only good growth, but also growing middle class. You look at the auto market in ASEAN, it's huge, and it's growing, and telecoms as well. The other is the growing respect for ASEAN. There's a big queue for countries to be what we call dialogue partners. We have US and EU, and we have traditional dialogue partners. Many countries, Russia is the latest edition, many countries wanting to be a partner of ASEAN. And this goes to show that ASEAN is being recognized as a dynamic force, as a very important economic powerhouse in the next decade or so. So I just want to share with the participants this morning that there is this growing, evolving ASEAN spirit. We're not there yet, but in 2 years' time, we'll get there. And that's very important. And there's growing recognition on the part of the big powers, political and economic, to interact with us. Of course, there's some challenges. Your point about challenges, companies are facing challenges. I think the danger is, sometimes we face issues and challenges. And of course, we have our own domestic constituencies, we have our own people, we have elections. And sometimes there might be obstacles, bumps along the way, but we're all dedicated to achieve this objective. And we have a process within ASEAN where we review on a regular basis. We have a scorecard, the naming and shaming. We have at least 3 meetings here, ASEAN economic ministers will be going through the scorecard. Countries we are falling behind, so we'll be naming and shaming. So there's quite a bit of peer pressure. And that's forcing all ASEAN economies to move up, to open up, and that's why having Maybank being accepted in many countries as Setia, Axiata, this is it is very subtle, this peer pressure, but it's working. The fact that ASEAN markets are being opened up has got to do with a very transparent review process that we go through at least twice a year among ASEAN economic ministers. And we know where Malaysia is, we know where Singapore is, where Myanmar is, where Cambodia is. And this peer pressure has worked. What's important, I just want to share with you that this evolving ASEAN spirit is going to be a very significant component, or going to be a very important variable in determining the future of ASEAN. And indeed, ASEAN is being recognized as a very dynamic economic powerhouse.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mustapa. Well, we're about to close off with just a couple of other quick questions. Dr. Mustapa, in a couple of sentences, how do you think Malaysia can take the lead and be a game changer in ASEAN?
We have, one is 2 things. One is we have gone through a very successful transformation. this journey of 50 years from a cultural nation to now an industrial country, moving into services. So we've got a good track record. That's a very important point to remember. Number two, we have a very good agenda for the future, and we have been very active in ASEAN, and we can set tempo, we can influence developments in ASEAN. And Malaysia has been from the very beginning one of the founding members of ASEAN, very passionate about ASEAN, and continue to be supportive of ASEAN with all our members. And we believe by working together, this evolving ASEAN spirit that I just mentioned to you, and the recognition by many countries throughout the world of the importance of ASEAN, this is going to change the world. Yeah? We believe, people have been talking about BRICS, about India, about China, South Africa, some new countries coming in, but we believe in the next few years, ASEAN is going to be a very powerful economic power in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Now I'm going to put the panel in a bit of a spot to finish this off, and the Minister is not allowed to answer this question. So the CEOs, what is the outlook for Malaysia in the next 12 to 18 months in a word? Positive, underweight, or hold? That's Sridharan.
No, please, sir. Definitely positive. I could say that because I could see because we are in the consumer industry. And I think, as presented earlier by Dato Sridharan about Idris Jalan, 65% of the economy comes domestically, right? And obviously that's been reflected in the consumer purchase. And fortunately, Celcom in Malaysia is doing quite well. You can see the vibrance of the business and the fact that people are spending. So I feel good. I feel good factors there. So the answer is positive.
Thank you. Thanks, Wahid.
Well, the property market is still vibrant despite the measures taken by central bank to cool it. I think the key issue to move forward is please finish it off. It's just too much thing hanging in the air.
Okay, Prime Minister.
And Dato Wahid, from the banker's perspective?
Very positive. I think the banking sector is in good shape. The economy is generally in good shape. I think we are on the right track, and we'll be there to support growth.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of this panel session on basically Malaysia. ASEAN is a multinational marketplace. We have heard from the CEOs, we've heard from the Minister on the various successes of Malaysian companies going abroad. Thank you for your patience. And I just leave you with this final thought. Malaysian corporates clearly have the drive, capabilities and talent to compete on an ASEAN level. Now is the time for Malaysian businesses to hasten their efforts to tap the rising opportunities and establish market share in a thriving ASEAN region. Thank you very much. Can you join me in a warm round of applause?